God.
You have come a long way, right? Where have you come from?
Well, from Seville, Spain. Yeah.
How long is that flight?
It's like a 6 hours flight and then 14-hour flight. So it's a really long way.
Okay,
yeah.
But you're feeling fresh?
Yeah, today, yes. Not the first day. I was like a little bit jet lagged, but I'm happy today, yeah.
Have you done any very like Sydney-esque things so far?
Yeah, of course. I went to see the Opera House, which is amazing. And we did the bridge climbing today. It was, wow, it's my first time climbing a bridge, I have to say.
And maybe your last, it's a bit scary.
No, it was not scary. It was really cool. It was raining a little bit, but then it was sunny on the top, so good.
My Fault, Your Fault. It's massive on Prime Video. Were you expecting it to go so well?
No. I mean, yeah, in Spain, we have a really big fandom there, and I was sure it was going to work because I really loved the movie when I watched it the first time, but I never expected to be this big, like the world now knows Nick and Noah, and makes me very happy, but it's incredible what's happening. I can't believe it.
I want to dive into the Culpables trilogy. What was the initial spark that led you to create the trilogy? And was there a particular moment that started it all?
Actually, I got inspired by that Taylor Swift song. I don't know if you watched the music video of I Knew You Were Trouble. So everything started from that. I was 19 years old when I started writing this book. Actually, it was going to be just one. And then, I don't know if you know, but I started uploading the chapters on Wattpad. I don't know if you know Wattpad, I'm sure you do. And I got so much love from the fans that they started asking for more, and it ended up being 3 books. So yeah, it was crazy.
How do you do that, just out of curiosity? Like, you've created one book, and obviously that's got like a beginning, middle, and end. How do you then extend it?
Like, how do I know how it's going to end?
Or like, when you do 2 more, are they like a carry-on story?
Well, Nick and Noah had so much to say, you know? And I really missed them when I finished the first book because I was working so hard on the first one, like rereading it and like editing myself. And I don't know, it went easy when I had all that feedback and good feedback and all the love from the fans. It was like, yeah, it's just 2 more books.
Does anyone here write on Wattpad? Yeah, no?
No?
Is that unusual? Like, it's a lot of people do it, no?
Yeah, no one read from Wattpad.
Someone put their hand up. There's got to be one of you. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my God.
You got to be confident. This is how we start, guys.
Maybe someone writes on Wattpad? No?
No.
No. Wow. It's the first time.
It looks like we got to get a bit braver, guys. These books aren't going to write themselves. But what is that like, having a community on there?
Oh, it's the best. It's the best thing because, you know, years ago, like, I don't know, 20 years ago, when you publish a book, you didn't know how it was going until you see how it's selling. And on Wattpad, you have that instant feedback and you can comment on the platform. And, you know, it can be bad sometimes because people that don't like the book may leave some bad comments. But I was very lucky because people really loved the story. So that really pushed me to try to publish the book. It was so difficult back then. And I think I was one of the first Spanish writers that came from Wattpad. So yeah, it's been a long journey.
You have created a lot of firsts, which we'll get to a little bit later. But did you have a say, like in the films, did you have a say in casting? Because I imagine when you're writing something, you got an idea of what someone would look like, what they would sound like. How were the actors chosen?
Yeah, I had to say, actually I was very involved on the films, which is really good. I remember casting Gabriel and Nicole was, I don't know, I had so much fun because it was my first time like watching a casting tape. Oh my God, I can't believe that is so difficult. Like I couldn't do that, like seriously. And I don't know, it was instant. They had a lot of chemistry and they were so good together that, I don't know, we all fell in love with them. And when I got to see them like being Nick and Noah, the first time of shooting, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. For me, it was a dream come true. I always wanted to have a movie of this book, and I don't know, watching it come to life was amazing.
It's very special.
Yes.
When Prime approached you to make the adaptations, what were your initial thoughts on how it would translate? Because I think when you read a book, again, like you guys would get it, you have an idea in your head of how things are going to look, and then sometimes you're disappointed if the actors don't look the same, or you're really happy. What was your feeling about how it would translate?
Well, I was very scary at first. I mean, I was so happy, but when you're writing a story, it's just you, like by yourself in your room, and suddenly you're giving this book to a lot of people that want to make changes. And I don't know, now that it's been a few years now that I'm working with Prime Video, I don't know, I feel like now I trust them and they trust me. So we have like a space where I can give my opinion and they really care of what I think and what I say. I kind of feel like I'm the voice of the fans. So when I say, this kiss is so important, it has to be exactly as is in the book, they're like, okay, let's do it. So yeah, you need to trust them, and sometimes I don't agree with something, but then when I watch the movie, I understand from where it came from, that change. So yeah.
Push and pull, but I feel you've definitely gained the trust.
Yeah.
I want to know, so when you're reading these books and when you're watching the films, it is very intensely romantic, and this isn't really on my cards, but I just want to know, as a writer and as someone who watches movies, when it comes to like romantic scenes, do you get them from your personal experience, or have you learned a lot from like reading? I don't know if I'm allowed to ask that, but I'm always curious, because I don't know how I would do it.
Well, not exactly my experience. I wish. No. I have good experiences, but of course, when you're writing a book, you're like, everything is more intense, and Nick is so wealthy and all the cars and everything. Of course, my life is not that interesting, but I really, I don't know, take inspiration from conversations with my friends and stories that they tell me. Reality sometimes can be very intense, but no exactly my experiences.
Well, we can just live through them vicariously on the screen and in the book. The forbidden nature of Nick and Noah's relationship, being step-siblings.
Yes.
Even though they're not related, I do feel like that's still taboo.
It was not for me, actually. I don't know. They're not related. And, it can happen. Imagine that your mom marries this guy, and then you're going to this amazing house, and Nick comes out.
Has anyone ever had anything like that before?
I had a fan that it happened to her.
Really?
Yeah. And they were dating. I was like, oh my God, wow. Yeah.
That's cool.
So I would like to say, yeah, I kind of, I don't know, broke the taboo. That's a good way to say it. There's no taboo anymore. So go looking for a step sibling.
Step-sibling. Okay, I'll expand my search. They should put that as like a thing on Hinge. Yeah. Okay, enemies to lovers. This is a very common trope and like a very exciting one for people. That aspect in Nick and Noah's relationship creates a tension.
Yeah.
What makes this dynamic so satisfying, firstly to write, and then secondly as an audience?
I don't know. Like, for me, it's my favorite trope. I don't know if happens to you guys. Like, if you can raise your hand. I love it. Like, see, it's like the favorite one. I don't know why. We need to go to see if our brains are okay.
I think it's because it's fun to be a hater and then to be proven wrong. It doesn't happen often.
I don't know why, but we usually girls like guys that don't give us attention. It's so wrong. But I don't know, when you're reading like these parts where they hate each other, you're always thinking, oh my God, but in some point they're gonna kiss. And you just can't wait for that moment to happen, So yeah.
Definitely creates some tension.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. What aspects of Nick and Noah's relationship do you think resonated the most strongly with audiences, and what were some of the responses that surprised you?
I think what people really like about, I don't know, Noah, for example, I think she's a really strong character. We were used to read, or at least I was used to read, like this female character that was quiet and calm, and I don't know. And I really wanted to have someone that was tough and that could ride a car and win a race. So I think that's kind of different, and people really like it. And what was the second question?
Well, I don't even remember, but you've sparked something else that I want to know from you. Have you ever been, like we call it when you're in a car going really fast with someone else, what's that called in Australia? Drag race? Yeah. RuPaul energy, but in a car. Have you ever been in a drag race? And I don't think there's any police in the audience, so you can be honest.
Actually, no. No. Sorry. I'm a very good girl. But I told you yesterday on my Fall London premiere, we did like all this, it was like an experience where we got a chance to, I was not riding the car, but was sitting next to this man, and the car was going really, really, really fast. And it was so cool, actually. I really like it.
I can see why people do it.
Yeah, so much fun.
I did that a bit.
But in a proper way, not like illegal racing.
Not like going to McDonald's as a
Don't do that, please.
The Culpable trilogy has garnered huge success internationally, Australia, US, UK, Canada. When it was released, this is so exciting, My Fault became the biggest travelling non-English language movie launch in Prime Video history. Then,
wow.
Yeah, give it a clap, round of applause. And then Your Fault set a new record as Prime Video's biggest international original launch, period. Huge. What do you think it is about the books and films that have allowed the story to transcend the cultural and language barriers?
I think it's just not a romantic story, You have a lot of things going on, and it's like a non-stop story. If you feel that way when you were reading the book, like a lot of things are happening. It's no time to get bored. And you have the racings, and you have the fighting, and you have everything that happens at the end of My Fault. So, I don't know, I think it's a movie that it doesn't just have to be a romantic thing. Like, you can go with, I don't know, a lot of people can like it and enjoy it. So I think that's why it worked really well.
We love having a bit of suspense in there. We don't want everything to be
I love
smooth
that.
sailing.
I started reading romantasy, should say, and I think it's something that I bring from that. Like, fantasy has a lot of action and a lot of things going on, and I think something that I really wanted to put on my stories.
What have you learnt about storytelling across cultures through the process of having your books adapted for Prime Video?
I didn't understand that question, sorry.
I'm not even sure I understood that. What have you learnt about storytelling across cultures through the process of having the books adapted for screen?
Oh, I find out that it doesn't matter where you come from. If you love something so much, you get this big community that, for example, now I'm here in Australia, and I can't believe it's like I can feel the same love that I feel in Spain, for example, and that's amazing. And now with social media, with book talk and everything, it's a really nice community out there that's reading a lot. And back then, it was like, I was a little bit embarrassed when I was a teenager that I really loved books and I really wanted to be reading all the time. And now it's like a cool thing to be reading, and I think that's amazing.
It's good. It is so good. And it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
You're all really cool. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yes. We are cool and confident. The Culpable universe has excitedly expanded with an English language version, which is My Fault London, which launched... Yes? I love that. It launched earlier this year, and filming for it wrapped a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Did you get to go on set?
Yeah. It was amazing, I have to say. Asha and Matt are really funny, and oh my God, I don't know what you're looking at. Okay. I'm so happy that like Nicole and Gabriel and Asha and Matt had this intensive chemistry. It's not that easy to find. And I don't know, at first I was a little bit scared when we were doing this remake, and it was we didn't finish with the Spanish version yet, and I was like, I don't know. But then when I watched the movie, I was like, oh my God, it's the same story, but so different the same way. And it's in London, which I love London. I don't know, I think all of them bring something different to the table, so it's cool.
I think it's always exciting when there's a different version of something in a city like London, because the city itself has a personality, which adds
Totally, yeah.
element. How have Matthew Broome and Asha Banks... Yes, keep doing that, guys. It's giving me life. I love that. How have they brought new interpretations to the characters of Nick and Noah compared to Gabrielle and Nicole's performances, would you say?
It's a good question. I think like Matt maybe, or My Fault London is like, you know, when you read a book, someone can understand it in a way, and then maybe you read it and you understand it in another way. So that's what I feel between these two different adaptations. So I like that, for example, Gabrielle has more like this tough and bad boy looking guy part, which Nick has. But Matt, he has that, but he's more like sweet, and sometimes you can see it in his eyes that he's so in love. I know it's like different mood, but it's the same character. It's the same character that I wrote. So I think that's what they do best. And with Asha and Nicole, I feel they're more equal. I think they really understood how the character was. And I don't know, I love the four so much. I think they did an amazing job.
You don't have any favourites?
No.
That's right. That's what we say. The release of Our Fault is hotly anticipated. For fans who may have not had a chance to read the book, what should they expect from the conclusion of the trilogy?
Actually, it's my first book, and it's my favorite book, and my favorite movie. So I can't wait for all of you guys to see. What can you expect? We have enemies to lovers again. If you watch the second movie or read the books, you know they ended up... I can do a spoiler.
Spoiler, yes or no?
Okay, they're not together anymore. So I can say there's a lot of tension, but the good tension, you know? Like the one, I hate you, but I want to kiss you. So actually, that's everything that happens there. That feeling all the time, and that's very difficult to maintain. But they did a really, really good job. And I'm not going to say how it ends, of course. But I don't know, it's my favorite movie, and the beginning is so cool. You know, we have Jenna and Lion's wedding, and it's so much fun. I love these characters. And I don't know, I'm sure you're going to love it. I think we're going to end up in a very high note. Yeah, I'm very sad, actually, that it's ending.
Yeah, right, when you've worked so hard on it.
I can't believe...
Is this the one that you started when you were how old?
I was 27, 28.
Yeah, wow.
When everything started. Now I'm 32. So yeah, it's going to be sad to say goodbye.
We'll have to get some new stories.
We have the London adaptation, so it's not like a final end.
My Fault explores themes of lust, longing, and forbidden love, while Your Fault delves into trust and betrayal. What themes are explored in Our Fault? I know you said enemies to lovers. What else? Yeah, we have all the family issues going to try to be solved. And Gabrielle and Nicole, I was going to say. Nick and Noah needs to, I don't know, forgive each other, try to find a way to leave the past behind. And we don't know if they're going to be able to do it, but at least they're going to try. And we're going to have new characters coming in. And a little bit of danger at the end. Yeah. Danger. Okay, we love danger. And as we approach the October premiere on Prime Video, what emotions are you feeling seeing it come to screen?
Yeah, as I said before, I'm sad, happy at the same time. I don't know, just knowing that it's going to be the last premiere with all this amazing cast and saying goodbye to all of them, because, you know, then lives of everyone's gonna be around the world, I'm sure. And I don't know if I'm gonna see them again. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's sad but happy.
Bittersweet. And this is a bit of a longer question, so bear with me if I mess up any words, please. Although the Culpable trilogy is coming to an end, you have other projects with Prime Video that are firing up. Tell Me Softly, which we're going to see a little teaser of in a second. This is your first story in your Dímelo trilogy that has been adapted into a film and production and has just wrapped on Marfil and Ebano.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's like ivory and ebony in English.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's start with Marfil and Ebano. Okay. Esther Exposito.
Esther Esposito.
Esposito?
Yes.
And Hugo Diego Garcia
Yeah.
have been cast in the lead roles. Is it true that when you imagined a possible adaptation for the book that you pictured Esther in the lead role?
Yeah, actually this is a trilogy. There's 2 books that I'm trying to get them translated in English. I'm sure they're going to be soon out there in the world. And, you know, this character, Marfil or Ivory, whoever, we don't know how we're going to settle the name yet. She lives in New York, and suddenly she gets kidnapped in Central Park where she's running. That's the beginning of the book, okay? I'm not making spoilers. And her dad, that is a really wealthy man, puts a bodyguard to protect her because they kidnap her and then leave her 2 days before, like not asking for money, nothing, so they don't know what's going on. So this bodyguard that is going to be cute and handsome, of course.
I think there's a few cute and handsome bodyguards in the audience tonight, dare I say. Hope to get some inspiration.
So that's the main story. I mean, it's going to be very dangerous. I think it's the story that has more action and is very dark. But it has a really forbidden romance, which I really like. So, yeah. But we have to wait a little bit for that movie to come out. They finish filming, but I don't think it's going to be maybe 2027. I don't know.
Oh my
I have no idea.
Well, we got a lot in the meantime, I feel. We're not going to be...
Yeah, well, we have Tell Me Softly coming this year, so that's good.
And the film was shot in New York. Did you get to go?
Yeah.
So you're going everywhere. London, New York, Australia
Yeah, I'm traveling a lot. Yeah. And actually, I wrote Marfil when I was living in New York for a couple of months. So it was like, it was so special to go back. And actually, they end up filming in New York. So we wrap up there, and it was really cool. Well, New York is so cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
And you would go to Central Park?
Yeah, we shoot in Central Park. Yeah, it was so nice.
Beautiful. We're about to see this trailer, ladies and gentlemen, but it has just been announced that Tell Me Softly will be launching on Prime in December. Like Culpable, it is a complex love story, but this time around it's a love triangle, which we know that we love. Between the protagonist Camilla and 2 brothers. I'm sensing
sorry,
a
guys.
theme. I feel like this audience is going to like it. And what can we expect from it?
This story is a trilogy, and I think I can say first book is coming in English in September, so that's great. And it's a story about these 2 brothers that knows Camila seems they were very little, and they were friends, and something happens and the brothers goes away, and they come back 10 years after that. And one of the brothers, Tiago, is so mad at Cami, and you're not going to know what happened until the end. And then we have Taylor, which is the best friend you could ever have. So Cami is going to have problems on choosing, of course, between these 2 brothers. And we have a very intense ending on the first book that I'm sure you're going to love.
Mercedes, thank you for coming all the way down under. Give it up for Mercedes, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.